think this the trip really means, and what's the perspective that you had originally intended for this?
Right. The idea was to learn the history of rock and roll, and not just learn it from a book. Learn it from going to the actual places that it was created. So, going to in other words, the roots of rock, is what we named it. So we decided we're going to go to New Orleans. We're going to learn about the history of jazz, which predates rock and roll, of course, and see all the historic sites, learn from the people that live there, hear the music, hear the brass bands in the streets. And then we're going to go through Mississippi and see where Robert Johnson lived and where Robert Johnson died, maybe. And we're going to go to Memphis, and we're going to go see where the home of the birthplace of the blues and the home of the home of the blues and the birthplace of rock and roll, and see where Elvis did his thing, and Johnny Cash and Jerry Lee Lewis and Rufus Thomas, and the list goes on and on. And then we decided, why not go over to Muscle Shoals on the way home, and we got 2 studios over there, Muscle Shoals Sound Studio with the Swampers and Fame Studio, and it was super cool that we got to do all that. But on top of that, we also got the chance to record at Fame Studios, which was an incredible experience. Just to be in that hallowed ground and breathe in all that good funk that came out of that place, man. And then go to Macon and see and learn all the history there with like Little Richard and Otis Redding and the Allman Brothers, and it goes on and on. And to cram all that in a week was a job, and it's very tiring. And
Back to back, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was worth it because it's a once in a lifetime experience, and maybe we'll do it again, but maybe we won't. So.
Well, we made it to New Orleans, and we just had some Popeyes chicken.
Delicious.
And so far, we haven't lost anyone, so everything's going well.
We're all good. We're all good, yes. Yeah, trying to make it back to the dorms tonight, I guess.
Yeah.
From our delicious Popeyes dinner, so.
We gave each kid a compass, a sextant, and a crude map of the city. And we're gonna see who can make it back to the dorm.
That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Teach their own. There they are.
After 24 hours, we'll put out an APB through the local sheriff's department if we don't hear from all of them.
It's the least we could do. How does he do that? It's deserving of a tip.
Hey, my name's John McCusker. I am a retired journalist of 3 decades. I also write books on New Orleans music, and today we're going to be taking my Cradle of Jazz tour, which explains how American music came to be in the city of New Orleans. But after a few minutes, they start hearing this clarinet coming from inside the house, and they know it's not their guy. And they go in and look, and there's this little chubby 11-year-old kid in short pants playing along with the band. Now think about this. Today, if you want to learn to play a piece of music, you put your recording on, and you play along with it until you got it down. You couldn't do that in 1910. So Sidney thought this was a great opportunity. There was a band playing right outside his window that he could try to play along with them and see if he could cut the mustard. Well, after that, there's no turning him around, and by 1916, he is the hottest clarinet player in the city of New Orleans.
Hi Rick, how's it going?
Hey, good.
Cool.
Not just me.
Yeah. Here's Marina. We just got a green light. We are walking across the street through the Cafe Du Monde,
Yeah, that's right.
this has some of the best pizza in town. This has some of the best pizza you ever eat.
Best pizza? No, count me in.
Hey guys, we are here in Hazelhurst, Mississippi. This is the birthplace of Robert Johnson, father of the blues.
Robert Johnson was buried in 3 different places in the valley. Nobody knows really, but everybody got their stake to it. The real story about that is there is no physical place for his state of mind.
Okay.
So we claim that since this is his birthplace, why not have it here?
Right. Hi there, this is Eric Mullins reporting live from the outskirts of Greenwood, Mississippi, and Robert Johnson is said to have been buried in this graveyard right over here. It's not 100% sure, but we're on our blues tour, part of Roots of Rock today, checking out the blues history, and somewhere over here to my right is Robert Johnson.
Everybody pass me by. Light the cross, baby. Ride the sun going down. Light the cross, baby. Ride the sun going down. I did it to my soul now.
Like that was like 40 years ago.
Eric, look at that guy. Aww.
It's amazing.
Oh, that's
Robert Johnson died at 27. He was not hugely famous in his lifetime. Right? He was not hugely famous, and he never produced full records. He only recorded some songs. 29 in total. 29 songs, in fact, is what he recorded. He never put out a full album. Those songs were played on the radio one by one. It's kind of like he recorded 29 hit singles, you know. But that's the key. It was so incredibly influential, and it struck such a deep chord in so many people's hearts and in their musical that they grabbed a hold of it. And the funny thing about it is, when he died, he was becoming famous, but I'm sure he had not the faintest idea of what influence music has on the world, because again, it affected so many people in the world, especially people in England that came back and brought all that stuff back again to America 60 years later. And Robert Johnson didn't know that. He never knew that. He didn't know that his music is going overseas, you know what I'm saying? He recorded a couple of songs that he thought might get on the radio locally. So never underestimate. And having said that, never do, this is important, don't do stuff half-heartedly, guys. Do stuff with all your heart. That's how we did it, and that's why it became what it became. Do stuff with all your heart, and forget about whether or not it becomes famous, because if you did it with all your heart, it will affect you in a major way. Go ahead.
I learned that, like, they did it, like, because they just liked it. They didn't do it because they, like, thought they were going to be famous, and they did it, they used, like, anything that they could get their hands on, and they just did it for, like, the feeling.
That's right. Right?
Actually, I remember the tour guide saying that they would send messages through the music because it's called.
I'm not gonna let him catch a midnight rider, and I'm not gonna let him catch me. No, I'm not gonna let him catch the midnight rider.
Hey, on that one, the bridge goes G. Yeah, that's fine. No, I was wondering about. Yeah. Actually, at the end of the day, every night I'm laying in my bed and I just
get excited thinking about everything that happened. And when you talk to everybody has gone on this trip, it's really exciting to see where we.
And the kids who participate, do they want to follow in your footsteps and follow in some of these musicians' footsteps? Is that the idea of your program?
Well, you might have to ask them that actually. Yeah, but it's just it's mainly to have fun, number one, because when you start playing music, the first thing I don't know if you guys play an instrument, but it's the first thing you do is you have fun doing it, and the longer you do it, and then when you make a career out of it, it's the job at that point. So sometimes you got to remind yourself to have fun.
Very cool. So what are you going to do first?
We're gonna do Midnight Rider by the Allman Brothers.
Perfect.
Awesome. Our
Great
Prince,
song.
by the way.
Roots of
You guys
Rock.
get going.
Probably won't jump in, but as you pass by, I want you to notice something. Number one, we have hardwood floors in this room, so that's set up for choreography and dancing. And you'll look against that wall, there are mirrors, because it's apparent. I noticed before we got the mirrors, our choreography was not very good, because it's like if I'm saying do this, and somebody else is, and you're like, I'm doing the same. I'm like, no, you aren't. So if you're looking in the mirror, you can tell, right? It starts to tighten up your choreo in terms of your lines and things like that. So we've got mirrors there, and then I'm gonna take you right. You see some more mirrors around here. So come on. Yeah, we'll come over here. I mean, this is clear as much shooting football. That's what
the boy next door who worked at the candy store. Teenage queen, the prettiest girl we've ever seen. She was tops and all they said.
Yeah, this one is especially lax with lyrics. Like the guys, the other ones we had to fill out paperwork. This one, the guys is
As far as letting them know what's going on. What did you need to know?
I don't know, like when we were starting there was maybe.
Okay,
so like, because nobody could tell what was going on.
Some kind of fall in y'all's sleep. You tell me when it's good.
Yeah, we gotta save time for that too. As long as we have
feeling a lot better on this tape. Man. We gotta get you solid, and then we'll be.
That was I said
This is traffic at near 5 o'clock while we're playing Take 5 on the radio.
Conrad, can you copy me over?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, we just want to go over one lane so we don't have to exit here. That's want to keep going straight. One lane to the left. Thank you.
Hey now, everybody. Okay, we're gonna start our set here for you. We're so happy to be out this evening. We're here from Newport Richey, Florida. Does anybody that's not from Newport Richey, Florida, know where that is? Yeah. All right. It's just outside of Tampa Bay. Who here is from Macon? Lives here in Macon. All right. Thank you all for coming out. We appreciate that. All right. Yes, sir. Represented. We're from Mullins Music. We're a nonprofit community music school in Newport Richey, Florida, and we're on a tour. This is our last stop. We've been to New Orleans last Saturday and Sunday, and then from there we went to Memphis for 2 days. And yesterday we went to Muscle Shoals and cut a little song at Fame Studios last night. And today we're here, and we're here with a group of 10 students, and that's the purpose of this tour. And today the teachers we're up here right now. We're gonna just play a couple songs just to get our kicks here for you. So if you'll indulge us, we'd appreciate it. But again, we're here on this. We're getting ready to do a Allman Brothers song for you. I believe it was 1994 it came out, and it was just our way of paying tribute to the Allman Brothers and the Allman family, especially this week, mourning along with everybody, I'm sure, in town and just all over the world. So this is one that, as soon as we get our drums squared away, our drummer is going to be featured singing Soul Shine. I hope you know that one. I hope you enjoy that one.
So very far away. Well, you gotta let your soul shine. And just like my daddy used to say, yeah, he said, soul shine, better than sunshine, better than moonshine, better than rain. And you don't mind when you're dead this way sometime. Gotta let your soul shine, shine till the break of day.
Invincible, shot like a rocket up into the sky. Not gonna stop me tonight. You make me feel invincible. Earth, wind, power, just like a tidal wave. You make me break your won't you let me walk you home from sleep? Won't you let me meet you at the
you.
Thank you all. Thank you so much. We're from Newport Richey. Remember that name. It is on most maps. Okay. Tomorrow we're leaving at 9 o'clock. We're getting picked up. Not literally, picked up off the ground.
Please.
Our tour guide is coming to meet us, sort of a John McCusker-ish, if you will, style tour. No. He's busy.
Love John.
Yeah, John's great, man. Actually, I have a little surprise, Rick. I didn't want to tell you, but Spencer Coates is coming tomorrow.
Really? Oh my God. What the heck? Why did you say that? What?
Hey, buddy, you want to go on a little tour, mate?
Don't tease me, don't tease me, man.
No one's
All right.
heard that.
Okay. We're going on a tour in our van on a musical history tour of Macon, which does include the Big House at the end of the tour. We'll be eating lunch at a cafe where the Allman Brothers used to eat. Anyway, we'll be seeing other stuff. There's a lot of music history here besides the Allman Brothers. We'll eat lunch. The last thing we'll do is see the Big House, and then we'll head out of town and go back home, which will be the saddest part of our week. Okay, any questions? So let me ask you. Okay, so just tell me, like, how has this trip been? And maybe if you have something that was super fun that you remember.
It's been awesome. I really enjoyed, like, going to the different, like, recording studios, especially, like, Stax. It really, like, you can see, like, the diversity and, like, the effort they put in their music. It's just really, like, inspiring. And just seeing, like...
Come on, nice stuff about TJ.
Hold on. Funny when he's not shy.
He's funny when he's not shy. That's nice.
He's always like considerate of everybody around.
Yeah.
He's the most
Like he buys 5 packs of gum and then
mindful of the
passes
room.
shares to everyone.
He's so mindful of the room, like in every, like he makes jokes and stuff and he puts his own on and give him crap for it, but like he would never ever, I don't think he has it in his heart to like intentionally be rude to somebody.
That's cool. Anything else?
He has the best comebacks. Like he's
Yeah.
always right.
Wait, can you give an example?
Alright, TJ, you can come in. Go ahead.
The music here has definitely given me a different perspective on playing music and stuff, and I'll never really listen to music how I originally did, and I'll definitely not listen to the exact same music all the time. I'll be listening to more like Johnny Cash and stuff like that.
Cool.
One thing that I really didn't forget is something that is so true. And this funny guy at Fame Studios, he was actually one of our recorders, or engineers. Yeah, engineers. Yeah. He was talking about how, it can be really annoying to work with music because it's very frustrating and stuff. But as he says it, you gotta really love it.
And as Riley leaves, quickly, guys, tell me.
Upstairs,
some nice
Riley,
things,
go, go,
some nice
go.
things about Riley.
Hold on, I'll tell you
always
when.
hangs.
No, I'll tell you when.
She always hangs.
Like she'll always hang, like no matter how many times we're just like, what are you talking about? she's like, well, whatever.
Yeah, she doesn't even care. She'll just say something stupid and she'll be like, oh. And it's like,
She'll be like, no,
like we
you're the dumb one.
like,
And
we'll
then
kind of
she moves on, like she
like,
doesn't let
she's
stuff
herself.
get to her.
Yeah.
She goes with the flow.
She's unapologetically herself.
Yeah.
And she's just like, she's not
But,
like
you need to
hyper and then
apologize.
like not hyper. She doesn't like jump. She's just like constantly chill. Yeah. She's gonna have like a constant state of like, what's up?
Like slightly more than chill, like but in a good
Yeah.
Also a really good musician. Like I
Yeah,
didn't know she
she's
was
a
12.
crazy good trumpet
I didn't know she was 12 until like
She
the
does
interview
Yeah.
for the news station. I was like,
I didn't know that either.
I was surprised how good she was at sight reading, because sight reading on brass is a really difficult thing to do, but when I handed her the music, the only thing she needed help with was the high parts on 13, and
So
she
she
picked
has
that
a
up
good
really
idea.
quickly.
Yeah.
But she's got a good ear for it.
That's awesome.
She knew harmonies so well.
You mean she can see?
oh yeah.
Yeah, no, but
I
like,
didn't know
she
that.
can find harmonies like that, and I'm like, I can't do that. How? That's part of the brass thing. You gotta know
You have to
where
learn how to
everything
listen
is
for
when you
that.
play a brass instrument.
Yeah. Well, and most melodic instruments like that, I mean, you're not playing. Most of the time, you're not playing the melody because there's usually a singer. So you're forced to have to come up with something else.
Yeah, and band.
That's
Or it's
complementary.
trumpets. Yeah, trumpets.
So, very cool. Anything else?
I think she tells sometimes good jokes. She makes okay puns.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
She makes fun.
She just enjoys herself.
Yeah.
Like, she just has fun.
Yeah, she's like always okay with the situation. We'll be like running around. She'll be like, "What's going on?"
Good.
It's true.
Good. Anything funny she did on trip?
What
That specifically stands
not?
out. All of it.
Every day.
Wait,
Oh,
so-
Coleman.
Conrad and Marina really related.
Oh,
or-
no. Oh, interesting. That's a weird comment.
She literally said, "Are Marina and Conrad just African brother and sister?"
What does that mean?
You were like,
Like this.
Until she saw it like on the face, she thought it was an almond. Like pale
I thought you were like
and
born in the same tribe.
She's so innocently 12.
and at the same time she's like not.
Here's
Yeah,
something
she'll say
that you
something
guys
be
will
like,
find interesting.
Just tell me like how this trip has been for you so far.
To say what I said on TV, it's been a really cool experience going around and seeing all this stuff. Going to all these record places, Stax, Sun, Fame, Muscle Shoals Sound, all those places that have tons of cool history behind them. Going to see all these different museums and going to see all these different places, all like they're so like New Orleans, Memphis, Muscle Shoals, they're all like unique and diverse. And they all have like a different personality.
But you
Wait,
didn't
while he's up there, Kyle, give me good stuff about cool Kyle.
He's always got something to talk about.
True. Because he never
Like-
talks.
Yeah.
But when he does talk, it's
That's her experience.
Yeah. Well, because I'm a bass player.
Yeah, he
He's like
doesn't talk
always.
to us.
Yeah,
He
he's
talks to
like
you.
constantly talking to me. Like
That's cool.
he's just like the randomest conversation. He'll be like random change of conversation. I'll be like.
When he sits down and like he's like properly motivated, like he blows me
Oh,
away
yeah.
how
Yeah.
quickly he just nails stuff.
He might be a ping pong ball, but you can't deny that he actually has talent.
Yeah.
Like, he is
yeah,
a very
he's
good
so,
drummer.
He's so all over the place, but when you finally like get him centered, down,
Compressed.
and you get him to sit down,
He's coming,
behind the
he's
drums,
coming.
he just nails it. He just gets it. He gets
Well,
it.
the
Gets
evidence
it.
was
Hi, Kyle.
Yeah.
Tommy, you have been summoned.
All right.
Okay.
Woo.
All right. It's been wild, man. It's been definitely an experience and kind of definitely a learning experience and what it's like to be on the road for this long. I generally don't do well, like being far away from home for a long time. I never have. But it's definitely kind of opened my eyes. Like, if I want to make a career out of playing music, this is going to be how it is, you know? So.
Cool.
Let's throw some things out about that dude. What are you guys have to say about Tommy?
He's funny.
Got
He
good
makes
show.
It's really fun.
so talented.
It's really
And
fun.
he's so yeah, I know. So
Really what?
He's super nice too.
Kind?
Yeah, he's super
He's nice to everyone.
It's really
Yeah, except for his sister.
except
But
He's
still,
nice to me.
Oh, you
He's
know-
even nice to his sister.
He's got.
yeah,
Very
he's like
good.
He's
crazy.
nice to
He's
his
good
sister.
at not being
And Tommy.
patronizing and like letting you know
Why?
what's going on. Yeah.
Well, if you saw
I
my
didn't
show,
know-
then you'd understand.
I didn't really ever like hear him sing until like in the car, and I was
It's so
like, what?
good.
He's a really
Yeah.
good
Yeah,
singer.
yeah. And he's
I
good at all
remember
around
first
really good.
year.
Yeah, and he can like
Yeah.
play anything. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize like
Yeah.
he can play drums, he can play piano. I'm pretty sure he can
Yeah, it's
play
kind of
guitar.
annoying.
Seems like a lot.
Another
Yeah,
funny
it's
story
kind
about
of
me. See, it
annoying.
always comes back to me. You know?
Are you gonna leave?
And
I'm
he's
not-
really good at
Yeah.
piano.
No, he's gonna sit here while we talk.
That's right.
Yeah, he can literally do anything. he
I
wants.
knew him when he just started playing. There was a point when he sucked, believe it or not. But yeah, he was one of the first students at Mom's Music when we started. 10
He's
years
been here
ago.
all 10 years.
I remember the first time I heard him sing because it was at the Britain Rock Week, and like I went to film it, so that I wanted to go to it, and like they were like the first act, and I was like, whoa.
What song was it?
I don't remember. I just remember it was really good. But the only part that I remember of it was specifically
Okay. All right. Just tell me how this trip has been so far for you.
really educational. I know it sounds dumb, but like it's really cool to learn about like where everything started and like how much like in a normal town how much like music history is actually there. Like you wouldn't know really if like nobody told you, but like so much goes on behind the scenes that no one else ever hears about. Like it's just cool to see how like amazing things are happening in normal life.
Oh, I didn't know she was 15 until she said she was 15.
She's
I
very
thought she was
sweet.
very mature for her age, which is
Very
great. I thought
She's
she
an
was
amazing
the same
singer.
age as me.
Beautiful. She's
Yeah,
an
her
amazing
voice is
singer.
it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like Christopher Walken.
I said that's my sister. I love her.
I thought you said it was Christopher Walken.
I take back what I said.
Just fall off the chair while you're at it, and then I'll steal it.
Gloria is funny.
Oh yeah, she definitely fits the
Are you
outgoing lead
recording
singer
us?
type.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
100%.
Neither of us are ever mad at the same time. Like
Yeah.
if I'm mad about something, she's like, calm down.
Yeah.
If she's
Or, like,
mad
I-
about something, I'm like, come here.
Okay, so all I want you to do is just tell me about how the trip has been for you so far.
Awesome. That's like the main thing to sum it up. It's just been really, really awesome. So yeah. That's the
Okay.
main thing. I mean, like it's just
Cool.
it's been fun.
I think that's what we need to get
Good
done.
experience, man.
I like the energy there.
Yeah.
That's
I like
good.
it.
I can see
Nailed
it. Nailed it.
Gotta give him a second. 'Cause
That's it.
I did that fast.
To the
Oh,
point.
okay.
It's to the point.
Oh, who do you want me to say?
Kimmy sings really well. She's a really good singer.
She sounds fantastic when
Yeah.
she recorded.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yeah.
And
When
she's
she
just
started
so
singing,
soulful.
like she sounded
Yeah.
so different
Yeah.
in the booth, and I was like, where did that come from?
Yeah.
Kimmy
Yeah.
recorded is like.
She thinks she's so bad, but she's like
I
so
know.
amazing. She needs to
Yeah.
like.
She's like, ever since she first came to Rock Week, like when I first laid eyes
Obviously in
on
love
the
with
spectacle of Kimberly.
She's literally.
I thought she was so adorable, but like she's like just kind of like opened up and broken out of the shell that it seemed like she had when she first got there. You know, she's like, I know she's all shy and stuff, but I got like pictures and videos of her just grooving and getting down when we went over. And
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
a huge thing I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was kind of.
When she gets sassy, she gets sassy. Like,
Yeah.
respect yourself. It's like,
Yeah.
woo,
It's
she's
so
just singing.
soulful.
It's kind of everything.
Yeah.
In like
Yeah.
one little person.
I
But, like, in a
love
good
that
way.
she doesn't have the attitude that she's like too cool for anything. You know?
Yeah, she like always
she's
tries
just
stuff.
down for it. Like whatever there is, she's up for it.
She also like she's not afraid to like try different genres. Like obviously she has like a favorite, but then she's also like really good at other stuff too.
Yeah.
And she just
Also-
like owns
yeah.
it. She's like
Also, she's super nice. Even though she looks super like intimidating, she's really nice.
Yeah.
Like.
Oh yeah, the
really
first
nice.
time I met her, like I like I told her she was really good, and I guess she was just being shy, but she was just like thanks, and I was like, oh, okay. But like then like I meet her now, and I'm like she's so much different. Like you actually know her.
Been great. You can't really put it in words because you have to experience it to understand how great it is. But
That's enough.
She's amazing at solo. Like I'm so jealous. I am so jealous. I'm like,
Yeah.
how do you do that? And she's like, oh, just listen to it. And I'm like,
She-
I don't know how
she-
to do that. And she's like,
She's
oh, yeah.
musically brilliant.
Yeah,
She
she's
is-
so
she is-
brilliant. She writes parts like this. Like,
It is.
I
It's
I
incredible
know.
to me. Like she's just like, oh yeah, I just transposed the whole thing. Like I'm looking at it like,
Yeah.
what?
Wait, what? Yeah.
Like you completely arranged that on your own, and then found out we had to move it down and just did it like overnight.
Yeah, like I would be tearing my hair out.
Yeah,
I would be.
Even if it is on a computer, like.
Even still.
Well, let me tell you this though too. Having said that, she does it fast, but she also does it at home, and she really works it. Okay, she
Yeah,
does
she
spend
does.
a lot of late
Well,
hours.
she's coming
She spends a
back.
lot of late hours doing that.
She's clearly extremely hardworking.
Yes.
Yeah, because there's no She's way really to get dedicated. We're talking about
Okay.
We love you.
Come on in. Who's next?
The main thing I've taken out of this is that I thought I was gonna get like way more like be like, oh yeah, that's where Elvis stood. But I just realized that they just do what they like and they just have a good time. They're just like everyone else, you know? Even though they are really good musicians and they change the world, at the end of the day, they're still everyone else.
Leonard is great.
I love her hair.
she's so pretty. She's really
She
good.
will
And she's
talk
like
to
super nice.
anyone about
Anything.
Yeah.
I've tested it. Like we were on the way to get breakfast this morning. And I was talking. I just kept saying like the same thing over and over, like to see how long she would like sit and just deal with me. she would not get sick of it. She's just like yeah.
Like she's talking, she always has something interesting to say.
Yeah, she'll talk to you about anything.
Why don't you just tell me how the trip has been for you so far?
Well, I was sick for the first half of it.
Right.
But
That stunk, but-
but as soon as I got it was like I had such an easy time fitting in with the group because I've been rehearsing with them, but it wasn't like, oh, you haven't been here, you don't get all this. But they
Yeah.
like filled me in on their jokes and
So how
it
was okay? How was like because you came in for Fame, the Fame thing,
Mhm.
and for Macon. So how was that? Like how was Fame?
it was amazing. It's like a once in a lifetime experience. I'll like never have anything like it again. So it was pretty amazing.
Cool.
Okay, Madison.
They just asked me what
Madison
we
is
did.
a really energetic personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She brings the whole
Yeah.
room up.
Yeah, she does. She's so nice.
She is.
She is.
Too bad she joined us only at the end, huh?
Yeah, I was upset when I found out that we were going to have to wait another 2 days.
She's so chill and funny, and she has the best quality, like spicy leaves. Like, she has the best
I don't understand that sentence, but
I know, like she has the best like
No one
jokes,
does.
like memes and stuff.
Mayonnaise?
Yeah, her mayonnaise are the spiciest.
She has this like this quality of her personality that, like I said, it just brings the whole room up. Like as soon as she walks in, it makes everybody in the room like happy.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, she's here, yay! She's
Sophisticated.
That's definitely
in a good way.
Yeah.
She's very sophisticated.
She's
That's
not-
true. Like
And
she's
she practices so like you can tell.
Yeah.
I think she may be one of the hardest practicing of this whole group. In my opinion, like I know she practiced harder than I did.
that's cool. That's good. That's a good quality to have.
How was the trip for you so far?
It was really good, and it was like just a really overall like very unique experience that like I don't think you could have done it in any other way to actually like physically see all the landmarks, because like I'm someone that doesn't enjoy reading all that much, so like I could never just like sit down with like a history of the blues book and learn all this. Like I would have to actually like go to the museums and do it, and go to the different landmarks and all of that, and like actually like listen to people in the industry, because there's no better way to learn about a particular industry or a particular field than from the people that are in it.
Okay, can I say something like first about Rachel? Ready?
Quickly, now.
Okay, she is a mom, and she's like the best mom. Like she's the best friend you could ever have, because she always has everything like in check. She's like, if you like miss something at a store, she'll be like, oh yeah, I grabbed it for you.
Yeah.
She's such
Oh
a
yeah, she
best
always gets
friend.
napkins.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
always remembers
For
napkins, and I always
She's
forget
like a mom
napkins.
No,
We always get in these little arguments, and I end the argument by being like technicalities, but I only do that because she's way smarter than me.
Yeah. No, she's just she knows how to help you. Like if something's wrong, she knows how to help you.
She has actually had classes in psychology, and we literally had a whole.
Oh, I remember
dude,
that.
like, we had like a 1 or 2 hours of one conversation about psychology.
We can talk for like ever.
Yeah.
There's always something to talk about.
It's funny that she's doing that.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but I think she's on the flip side like an extreme introvert. So she gets her energy from being away from you guys. But it's good because she's not afraid to meet.
Yeah.
She's not afraid to open up and talk.
Yeah. I mean, like, she seems like a mean person. Like, if you see her in the morning, she looks so mean. But then when she starts speaking, she's like, oh, hey. And I'm like, oh, God. You're so nice.
And then you're like, I'm so sorry I thought that.
Yeah. I feel bad. I feel bad for ever thinking that.
Plus, I mean, she deals with Adams.
I feel
That is
bad.
kind of
Quality on its own.
She's one of the most considerate people I've ever met. Because even like when we were rooming in Memphis, like I have to watch TV to fall asleep, and she put up with me playing The Office really loud
Plug
to
your
fall
ears.
asleep. And like she comes, she knows it. She put up with that, and it was nice. Yeah, it was nice. I love you.
If you ask me how this trip has impacted the kids involved, I would say that I think they got a lot out of it as far as, of course, it was entertaining, but it was also wonderful for them to hear the history behind the stories that they've heard through the years about what's behind the magic, what exactly it took to get from this early sound to what they know and hear on the radio these days. I think it's a very informative, insightful trip, and I think they enjoyed it. There's nothing else like it.